Today we'll begin with one of the most beautiful poems in the English language, the Elegy written in a country churchyard by Thomas Gray. An elegy is usually a poem of serious note. It is a poem about loss in love or war, about the frailty of the human condition, or other such serious topics. However, when the English poets started to write their elegies, the elegies invariably came to be associated with death. So the elegy came to be known as a poem which glorifies the deeds and characteristics of the dead. It is a poem of lament at the death of a certain person or group of persons. The English elegies are of two types. The first type is the personal elegy, and the second type is the elegy of a general nature. The personal elegy is written as a lament for a particular person. For example, the poem Adonais by P.B. Shelley is an example of a personal elegy. However, the elegy written in a country churchyard is an elegy of a general kind, where Thomas Gray mourns the death not just of one person, but of the many uneducated rural people. The English elegies are of two types. The first type is the personal elegy, and the second type is the elegy of a general nature. The personal elegy is written as a lament for a particular person. For example, the poem Adonais by P.B. Shelley is an example of a personal elegy. However, the elegy written in a country churchyard is an elegy of a general kind, where Thomas Gray mourns the death not just of one person, but of the many uneducated rural people. The setting of this poem is in a village known as Stoke Poges, Stokepoges. This village is in southeast Birminghamshire in England. The time in which Thomas Gray was visiting this churchyard was during the evening before the sun sets. He was a lonely figure who visited this church, which is surrounded by a churchyard where many of the rural folks were buried. In a somber and melancholy mood, he walked about and he imagined the lives that the dead people used to have. He began the first verse of the poem as follows. The curfew tolls the knell of parting day. The lowing herd wind slowly over the lea. The ploughman homeward plods his weary way and leaves the world to darkness and to me. The curfew tolls the knell of parting day. The curfew is the sound which signals that people should be indoors for particular hours. The curfew tolls the knell of parting day. A knell is a bell which is sounded at the death of someone. Here the day is parting, the night is coming. The curfew shows that the day is parting or the day is dying. The curfew tolls the knell of parting day. The lowing herd wind slowly over the lea. The herd here means the domesticated animals like cows, goats, and sheep that are going home. It is evening and these Animals are lowing or producing a low sound as they are going home. The lowing herd wind slowly over the lea. The lea is an open area of grassy or arable land. The ploughman homeward plods his weary way. The ploughman means the farmer. The farmer is walking home. He is plodding or walking slowly and doggedly or heavily with weary steps. He is tired because he is working hard the whole day. He is going home and is leaving the world to darkness and to the poet. Thomas Gray's Elegy, written in a country churchyard, is a meditation about death as the final estate of the human condition, regardless of wealth, position, or power. The first 4 stanzas present images of twilight settling over a solitary figure in a small country churchyard. The first line, "The curfew tolls the knell of parting day," expresses the inevitable presence of death in 3 words: tolls, knell, and parting. Gray's use of the word toll, T-O-L-L, recalls a line from John Donne's Meditation. Perchance he for whom this bell tolls may be so ill as that he knows not it tolls for him. The line also recalls the novel by Ernest Hemingway, For Whom the Bell Tolls. This poem reminds us all that we will all have to face death one day. This brings a note of sadness and melancholy to the poet as well as to the reader. Death is a great leveler which levels everyone, the great and the poor, the powerful and the powerless.